What's going on, everybody? I'm the Entertainist, and welcome back. So I just saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Just got back like 10 minutes ago from seeing it, and I'm gonna review it. There's going to be no spoilers, so you're safe here. I'm never gonna spoil the movie in my movie reviews unless I do a spoiler review, in which then I will title that there's spoilers involved. So let's get into this. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't seen trailers, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is about Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. They play an actor and a stuntman. Rick Dalton's Leonardo DiCaprio and Cliff Booth is Brad Pitt. And it's just about their life in Hollywood with their careers. Margot Robbie's in it. She plays Sharon Tate, who is based on, it's a real person. So it's somewhat fiction and nonfiction. Not entirely. And to be honest, as far as the plot goes, there really isn't a plot to this movie. It's just kind of hanging out with these characters. So don't go into this expecting a delivering story that's just going to drive you into wanting to see what happens next. It's not that kind of movie. This is definitely Quentin Tarantino's most laid-back movie. And I'm just going to say it right now. If you're not a fan of Quentin Tarantino, don't watch this movie, or at least don't start with this movie, because you're not gonna like it. You're gonna think it's boring. You're not gonna understand because you haven't seen his style or technique to movies. It definitely does have the same Quentin Tarantino styles that we've seen, where there's a lot of one-shot scenes where it's just in one room with a couple people just having a conversation for like 15 minutes straight. That's still in there. As far as that goes, there isn't this big story that gets you sucked in, to be honest. It more just gets you sucked into the characters. And the characters are very entertaining, and the actors give great performances. I've loved everyone in this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio, when has he ever been bad in a movie, really? Brad Pitt was awesome as Cliff Booth. He's the funniest character. He's just cracking jokes. He's a smart ass. He's a great character. And their relationship and chemistry between Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio is awesome. Just seeing like how great of a friendship they have based on this Hollywood career they have. Margot Robbie did a great job as Sharon Tate, even though I don't really know much about Sharon Tate except her death, which if you don't know that, she got brutally murdered by the Manson family in the 60s. And it is based around that a little bit. It's a laid-back movie. The first act just introduces to you the characters, and it really is just showing you what life was like for an actor in that time in Hollywood, being a major Hollywood movie star in the 1960s. So it definitely is entertaining. It has a lot of great conversations and then dialogue. Quentin Tarantino's never failed at that. And so it's a well-written movie for what it is. It just, doesn't really have a story. It doesn't. There's little incidences that have some tension. Like, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's one part in the second act that was just starting to build this tension. And it started gaining my interest a little bit on seeing where it was going to go. But it didn't really go anywhere. So it just left me feeling like, okay, that happened. It was interesting to see, but didn't really get us anywhere exciting. Not going to lie, the second act of this movie does start to slow down a little bit and drag a little bit. And like I said, it doesn't really have a story, but the whole movie is kind of just this build up, some filler stuff here and there, to this major final 45 minutes of the movie, which, might I say, the final 45 minutes of the movie, the third act, is awesome. That's what I was like. I literally said out loud, I'm like, now it's a Tarantino movie. Yeah, this is definitely one of his most laid back, calm, like let's just chill kind of movies. It's no Django Unchained. It's no Pulp Fiction. Although, as far as the style of it going and how they were telling the story reminded me of Pulp Fiction. That much I'll give it. And this isn't a bad movie at all. And it's not even that I'm disappointed. I'll tell you right now, this is not my favorite Tarantino movie, nor is it in the top 3 or top 5 even. I don't know. Like I said, the guy's never made a bad movie, and I didn't think this one was bad. It actually is one of the better written movies that have came out all year. But with that being said, I mean, as far as comparing it to other Tarantino movies, it's not the best. It really isn't. And he was just trying to go a different route with this for sure, because you're expecting this dramatic, violent, action-packed movie that has a lot of intense dialogue and story and subplots, and this doesn't have that. The direction and cinematography in it's amazing. Of course, Quentin Tarantino is a great director. The dialogue in it's really entertaining. One thing I will say, Margot Robbie, who did a great job as Sharon Tate, when you see it, after the movie was over and I thought about it, honestly, Sharon Tate didn't need to be in that movie. What happens to her, because, I was wondering what route they were going to take with that, because what happened to her in real life is horrific and terrible. I didn't know what route they were going to go in. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's just that after the movie was over, I'm like, she didn't really have much to do in this. It shows her, but it doesn't tie. It's not like Pulp Fiction where it's like, okay, we have all these random characters and everything's going to tie together. It doesn't do that with this. She's just there. But nevertheless, she gave a great performance. It's just that she didn't do much for the movie. If you took her out of the movie would not have been different at all. I don't really know where I'd rank this in my Tarantino movies of my favorites. I mean, it's definitely lower on the list, but I don't want to give it a number right now as to where that is on that list. Yeah, if you've never seen a Tarantino movie, don't start with this one. Work your way up to seeing what his style's like, and then just prepare that this is a laid-back Tarantino movie. It's very laid back. I think it's a good one watch. Some Tarantino movies, I'm usually in a rush to watch again. Like I just watched I've been watching Tarantino movies leading up to this one because I get excited, and this was my first Tarantino movie seen in theaters. So I was really excited to have a theater experience with Tarantino, and I kind of wish Django was my first one, but I was like 14 when that came out, so I wasn't old enough to go. But this, yeah, it's a good one watch, just to, that way you could say you've seen another Tarantino movie. But yeah, no, I'm definitely not in a rush to watch this again and start telling everyone, like, you need to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like, if you're a Tarantino fan, I suggest it. It's a fun movie to an extent, because the second act really is very slow pace. I'm like, okay, let's start picking up here. Where's this going? Because all the scenes in it, like I said, there's no story. So all these scenes in the movie are just little things that are happening. It's like the scene itself is one movie, and then the scene after that is completely different from what just happened. The scene after that's completely different from what just happened. There's no narrative, really. I know it seems like I'm really downing this movie, and I'm not. I'm not downing it. I'm not calling it a shitty movie. It's just not my favorite Tarantino movie. Overall, dude's a great director, a great writer. If anyone else were to do this movie, it would have been shit. It's the fact that Tarantino did it. He knew how to do it right. And I don't blame him for trying to do something different, because, he's such a unique director that his style and technique, to where when you go see a Tarantino movie, you kind of have an idea what to expect. But it's different with this. It's a completely different kind of movie. That's how I felt with when I saw, different directors, same actor in the same movie though. When I saw Wolf on Wall Street, I didn't love that movie. It's good for what it is, and that's how I feel with this. But, Martin Scorsese, he's got these big, climactic, dramatic movies. And Wolf on Wall Street just, wasn't that. It's just another fun, entertaining movie, I think. Wolf on Wall Street's definitely a lot more fast-paced than this and keeps your attention more. But this is entertaining and fun and good for what it is with great performances. And if you're a fan of Tarantino, you're going to like it. I know I've said that before. I think I pretty much covered my opinion of it without getting into spoilers, but do I recommend you seeing this at the show? If you're a Tarantino fan, and if there's really, I mean, with all the major movies out, if you've already seen Lion King and Toy Story or whatever, Spider-Man, if you already saw those and you feel like going to the movies again, then I'd suggest this. But other than that, I mean, if you wanted to wait till Redbox to watch it, you're not missing out on anything not seeing at the show, to be honest. I didn't feel like I wasted my money. I'm actually glad. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I saw a Tarantino movie in theaters finally. Rumors that his next movie is going to be Star Trek, which is strange. A Tarantino Star Trek movie. I can't get my head wrapped around that right now. I'm going to give this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, guys, I know I've been slacking on a lot because, this is the year of movies, and this is why I started my account to start reviewing movies coming out this year. So I know I am behind on some of the movies that came out. I'm going to do a video of I'm not going to half-ass it, but I'm going to just do one video reviewing some of the movies that I missed out. I've seen them all. I just haven't reviewed any of them. So I'm going to do a video reviewing Lion King, Spider-Man, and Toy Story, just all in one video. Just get through it, talk about for a couple minutes because it's been out for a while. You guys have seen it. So yeah, I apologize about that. I hope you enjoyed this video though, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.